We present to you an Alfie James production, Alice Through the Looking Glass, adapted by Alfie James, supported by the Arts Council England and a West Euston partnership.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my tea party, the greatest and maddest tea party that you will ever attend. I am the Madhatter. Perhaps you can tell from my brilliantly designed top hat and bow tie and coat. I have organized this whole event single-handedly, but there is no need to thank me.
Excuse me?
Did she say single-handedly?
I think they did.
But we all helped.
That hat must be too heavy on her head.
Do you mind? You lot in the matching outfits aren't meant to be introduced until later. No expense has been spared on the decor. Magic and wonder are all around us.
And I invented a bubble squirting backwards forward travel device, which you'll witness later. I am the bright lights, as you can see from my tabard and shield. I take my tea dunked, but not stirred.
I just hope your machine will make up its mind where it's going. Now, where was I? The decor!
Don't forget the giant rainbow bunting hanging from the walls.
Ah, March Hare, there you are. Have you got the tea?
Oh, did someone say tea?
That's the dormouse, a sleepy creature.
Has the tea party started yet?
I was just about to ask the same question.
Has the tea party started yet?
I can't wait for the tea party. Mad Hatter is such a wonderful organizer.
You are right, March Hare. I am. Prepare to be amazed, for not only will we drink tea and welcome a very special guest, but we will sing, dance, and relate to you a true and remarkable story.
I say, did you say a story?
Indeed, I did.
I thought we'd just go and have tea with our guests. I've even bought my new flashing device to show off.
Oh, no. Have we done a risk assessment to show that? Those things always give me nightmares. What about the other characters in the story? Shouldn't we introduce them too?
Oh, yes. There's the sheep, the doctor. Oh, and not forgetting the...
Is she ever going to finish the line?
I believe she was going to say the gnats.
We'll explain about them when it gets to their bit. Let's get started before everyone's tea gets cold. I need your help. You'll all appear late in the story. But to start with, we are all plain human characters. Go on and form a huddle at the other end of the room. And prepare your imagination.
But what's the point of the story?
Yeah, the point.
Is there ever a point?
To help our guests understand how it feels to suffer from poor confidence.
And we want them to stay.
I'd leave.
Burst out the door.
But not in a bad way. We hope our story will answer questions and encourage people to talk about mental health.
Well, at least there'll be cake.
So everyone moves down to one end of the room and a tight huddle is formed.
Are you ready? Our story is about...
Or is it me?
It's not
It's
me.
definitely
No,
me. No, it's not you.
No, it's me.
It's me.
Alice was a small girl, but with a lot of worries.
Oh,
She had a sister that was perfect. She always got the best grades and went to university. Up against her sister, Alice felt like a failure.
Failure.
Alice would have worries about money.
oh, money.
And she'd worry about getting ill all the time.
Ill.
She'd worry about saying the wrong things to people.
Oh, don't be silly.
It's silly. No.
Alice found it difficult to have friends. Her family and friends all began to worry about her.
But they didn't know what was wrong with her.
And they didn't know what to...
So they took her to the doctor.
Hello, I'm the doctor. So, Alice, I'm told you've not been yourself.
What a daft thing to say. Who else is she going to be?
Shh, Knight, you're going to spoil the story.
Why don't you talk about what's wrong?
I try, but nothing comes out.
Surely words come out.
But they don't seem to mean anything, and nobody seems to hear.
So tell me, how are you feeling?
Glum.
Glum?
Glam?
Glum? But you've got a wonderful life. What have you got to be glum about?
Just things. I don't think I'm very good at anything.
Nonsense!
But Alice wasn't really listening. She just crossed her arms and looked to the floor with a sad face.
Because what she was suffering from was the mind boggle.
The mind
The
boggle!
mind boggle?
It's a horrible thing when you're having a mind boggle. It feels as if your whole body is having a wobble. You can't think, you feel stressed, everything seems to become a mess.
It's a horrible thing when you have a mind boggle. Before long, you feel like you're in trouble. You begin to think. You just feel low. Every little thing feels like a personal blow.
It's a horrible thing when you have a mind boggle. Your feelings bounce up and down like a bobble. You snap, you cry, you feel complete shame. No one seems to understand the pain.
It's a horrible thing when you have a mind boggle. All you want to do is hide away in a bubble. Everyone says, "Talk, you'll feel much better." But the mind boggle makes it difficult to string a letter.
The mind boggle can seek anyone out. It can slowly build or suddenly hit like a cloud. There are many reasons why the mind boggle comes knocking. Unemployment, illness, debt, or just self-mocking.
To many people, the mind boggle is difficult to understand. They try to help, but it's like being in a foreign land. Get a grip, think positively, but your life is great. And helpful comments for goodness sake.
Instead, the best way to make the mind boggle fret is taking each new day in a single step, with listening, patience, and lots of positive praise. We'll give the mind boggle a knock and make it haze.
It's a horrible thing when you're having a mind boggle. It feels as if your whole body is having a wobble. It may be invisible and difficult to understand or fight, but you're not alone, and together we can give it a big fright.
At that moment, Alice began to feel very small. She began to shrink and grow smaller and smaller as the mind boggle began to take over.
What is happening to me?
She grew smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
Until...
The floorboards came rushing towards her. Everything began to get bigger and bigger.
and bigger and bigger. She slipped through the cracks in the floorboards.
Whee! Whoosh!
She continued to fall in the darkness, flapping her arms about.
The ground got closer and closer.
Until...
Crash!
Blackout.
What just happened?
You fell through to the other side.
The other side of what?
The floorboards! You fell through the crack between two of the floorboards!
The Twiddles leaned forward, holding the planks of wood balanced on their ends. The floorboards loom over Alice.
But that's impossible. I can't be.
Why can't you?
But I'm not.
Small enough?
Alice looks up and realizes that she's speaking to a giant insect with great big beady eyes. Its flapping glittery wings buzzing backwards and forwards.
What's happened to me?
Isn't it obvious? You've been shrunken.
Shrunken?
Hair size, tiny fine.
But why?
Don't ask me, I'm only a net. Take a look at yourself.
The Twiddles pass Alice an oversized coin, and she tries to see her reflection in it.
But I can't see. It's all blurry. It must be dirty.
Well, perhaps it's something on your eyes. Sometimes it happens.
What does?
You don't see clearly. Things become blurred, but you become over-anxious.
I don't want to be here.
What's wrong with here?
Doesn't think it's good enough.
How rude.
I didn't say that.
And I'll just about help you as well.
Oh, please don't go. I didn't mean to be rude. How did I get to be so small?
Just at that moment, A different voice came from another part of the space.
What an odd way to greet a stranger. I don't believe we've...
Oh, you're not an ant.
Oh, you saw the doorman. She's sleepwalking again. See, Barney went how she got here.
And how did you get up there?
Well, I'll barely have next whisk over where I was before.
But now that I'm so tiny, it seems like a very long way indeed.
Is it time to get up? Who are you? I don't think we've met before.
She's from up there.
So what are you doing down here?
I fell.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, not really.
Pity.
There's no need to be nasty.
Oh, don't get upset. It will seem better in the morning. Oh.
But what if it isn't? What then?
She's done it again. Gone to sleep.
I'll never see my parents again. It's all my fault. Everything is my fault.
Sleep the healing balm that knitteth up the revelled slave.
What did she say?
Don't ask me.
And don't ask us.
This is not a very friendly place and so confusing.
We all tend to get more confused the older we get. Maybe I need a nap. You should have one too.
But I'm not tired.
Early to bed.
Please, would you just tell me how I can get back to my parents and back to my normal size?
That's easy.
Easy?
You just got to find a kind of heart. She don't have to get you home again.
Who? Just as the gnat was about to speak, a giant white rabbit ran on the stage in a fluster.
Rabbit!
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. I can't stop. I can't chat. I'm late. I'm terribly late.
What are you late for?
I'm in a fluster. I'm in a flutter.
Oh, you poor thing. You look terribly stressed.
Oh, I am. But I can't stop. I'm in a rush. I have to be here. I have to be there. I have to be everywhere.
Please don't go.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
With that, everyone seemed to disappear.
Where has everyone gone?
Suddenly, Alice felt like she was shrinking even more. Poor Alice was feeling lonely and scared. She didn't know who the Queen of Hearts was or how to find her.
I'm never going to get home. I'm so useless.
Yep, you are.
That's not very nice.
Who said that?
Who said what?
That?
Who goes there?
He goes where?
Oh, there.
Well, I think I'm Alice, but I'm not sure. I feel so confused and small. I think I've lost my confidence.
We are Tweedledum.
Tweedledee.
And Tweedle too.
But there's 3 of you.
Don't be silly, can't you count?
Dum-dee too.
Tweedledum.
Tweedledee.
Tweedle too.
The Tweedles stand in a line, all dressed in matching jackets, scruffy school uniforms underneath.
Each of them have some letters of their chest, which between them spell the word Twiddle.
Pleased to meet you.
They all shake each other's hands, but no one shakes Alice's.
How rude! You've just left me out completely.
Oh, silly us. Sorry, pleased to meet you.
They ignore Alice a second time.
Oh, now I really do feel like an invisible person.
Are you invisible?
That sure sounds fun.
Well, it's not, especially when it feels like no one is listening.
We don't have that problem.
Because we're stuck together.
Nobody can tear us apart.
We're like glue.
Stuck together. Do you know what you need?
What's that?
You need a friend.
Like us.
Oh, really? Do you want to be my friend?
Nah.
The Tweedles could be rather nasty characters, but it was only because they didn't really think before they spoke. But they were right about one thing, that Alice did need a friend.
Why don't you have any friends?
Because they keep pushing them away.
How daft.
We'd never push each other away, would we?
Never.
It's not that easy. I don't think I'm good at anything.
No one's perfection.
Apart from us.
Yeah, right. Your head's too big.
Better than having a wonky nose.
You both talk too loudly.
No, we don't.
don't.
No one can be as perfect as us.
We're beautiful.
Intelligent.
Irresistible.
You're not helping.
Who said we're here to help?
I didn't, did you?
Nope.
Well, can't you at least show me where I can find the Queen of Hearts?
Of course. It's that way.
No, it's this way.
No,
The
that way.
Tweedles began to point in all directions.
I can't go everywhere.
Well, you asked and we answered.
Well, if you can't give me a proper answer, then I'll go this way.
Alice tries to walk between the Tweedles, but they won't let her pass.
Oh no, you can't go that way.
No
No, without the password.
Password?
password.
Password.
Let me think. What could the password be? Ah, I've got it. It's Tweedle. It was staring me in the face all along.
The Tweedles looked shocked. They stared at each other, shuffling about, changing places.
Wrong.
That's not fair. I got it right and you changed it.
That's why it's such a good password.
It changes every time somebody guesses it.
So now I have to guess again. Well, it will be much easier this time. I'll simply read it off your...
Do you like a little poem while you're thinking?
Actually, I think...
There was a sausage in the sky. Don't ask me why. For my belly it was destined.
But it got stuck in my small intestine.
Another? Perhaps? Ba Tweedle sheep?
It's okay, really. I worked out the password.
But before Alice could say anything, everything went dark.
Mush Hare and Night then put on flower hats to become flowers and hunched together. Sheep and Dumb House also enter, and Alice looks puzzled.
Wait, where did the Tweedles go? They didn't even say goodbye.
Just then, the rabbit rushes onto the stage again.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait, please wait.
I can't stop. I'm in an awful hurry. Can't be late.
But where are you going?
I have an important date. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
There's no use trying to talk to the rabbits.
Who are you?
I'm the sheep, Barbara.
A sheep? But you're tiny, just like me.
That's the trouble when you're made of wool. You shrink a bit each time you wash.
Do you know where I am and how I can find the Queen of Hearts?
No, dear. The Queen of Hearts is a very busy woman, but this place is a garden. Have you seen the flowers?
The two flowers suddenly became alive in the garden.
Hello, I'm Foxglove. Pleased to meet you. If there's anything I can do to help?
Well, yes.
Oh, Thistle.
Oh, pleased to meet you both. You do both look very beautiful.
Well, I do try my best.
He sang a lot, whereas I'm in perfect bloom now.
Can either of you help me to find the Queen of Hearts? I need her help to grow back to my proper size.
Let me think. When flowers want to get bigger quickly, they have to drink this.
Foxglove produces a packet of Miracle Grow. With a long straw attached, he shoves the end of the straw towards Alice.
Here you go, have some of this.
Oh, no thank you. I don't think it's good for humans.
Leave her alone, Foxglove. You've got to settle this, miss. You can figure it out. It's just attention seeking. Things to toughen up.
Can't anyone help me? What about you, sheep?
You need to trust yourself.
How is that going to help?
Just then the Tweedles entered again.
There she is.
She's got smaller.
Is she eating properly?
Doesn't look like she's sleeping properly.
They all stared at poor Alice, inspecting her as if she was an old fossil in a museum.
Has she found her voice yet?
Does she believe that she can do anything right?
She doesn't look like has any life in her.
Maybe she might break.
She needs a strong stalk like me.
Suddenly, they all started to point at Alice and poke at her.
I think she's strange.
Maybe she's a poisonous flower.
It would explain the mood swings.
I'm shrinking.
Maybe she's turning into a monster and getting ready to eat us all.
Are you a monster?
Are you a monster, Alice?
I don't know. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe I should just hide myself away.
Old Alice. As everyone slowly disappeared, she sat down and leaned up against the foxglove.
I don't have the heart to tell her that flowers aren't meant for leaning on.
It reminded Alice of the tree down the bottom of the garden at home, where she would go when she needed to be alone. Just then, the white rabbit entered.
I'm sorry, I can't stop. I'm late, you see, for a very important date.
It's okay. I understand.
I'm far too busy. What did you say?
I understand.
You mean you're not going to get angry because I can't stop?
You're obviously very busy.
Yes, I am.
You're probably very important.
Not really.
I guess you take on lots of jobs and always try to keep people happy.
Yes, that's why I'm always
In a rush.
and running late. It doesn't mean I'm rude.
Of course it doesn't.
Why the glum face?
I've lost my confidence. I don't know how or when, but now I don't think that I can do anything. I look at myself in a mirror and I just see this ugly monster looking back at me. I always say and do the wrong things, and I never think that I can achieve my dreams. The other characters here just laugh at me now. I've shrunk and I'm trapped here and I can't find the Queen of Hearts. I'm never going to get home and I'm never going to achieve anything.
You sound like you're suffering from the mind boggle.
That's what doctor said.
Everybody suffers from the mind boggle at some stage. Sometimes it's just one thing. Take me, for example. I get stressed and anxious about letting people down. The dormouse is always sleepy, the gnat is bad-tempered, and the flowers are always worried about pleasing others.
That's true.
None of us are perfect.
My sister is. She gets all the best grades at school and she is fast at sports. I just have slow and lanky legs. I'm always slow at everything. Even when I'm at school or work, I'm slow at doing anything.
Or maybe everyone's too fast. It doesn't matter how quick you are. It doesn't mean you're any less of the person. My grandpa Rabbit once told me a very important story. You see, one day in March, after a morning of carefree fun and capering with her friends on the hillside, Hare was herring her way home along a track.
Watch out! Here I come! The hare was a fast but very overconfident and rather bossy creature. She thought that she was better than everyone else.
Then one day she came across a tortoise, but the tortoise was not like any other tortoise, for he was even slower than other tortoises, because he had to use a wheelchair to get everywhere.
Was he very old?
Oh, not at all. Sadly, he hadn't been very well when he was younger, and he had lost the use of his leg.
Hello there, tortoise.
But instead of being friendly, the hare teased the tortoise.
Can you go any faster? I mean, how do you ever arrive?
Oh, all right, say the tortoise. I'll arrive, but sooner rather than later. Maybe sooner than you imagine.
It was true. As tortoises go, this was a very speedy tortoise.
But there is not such thing as a speedy tortoise, laughed the hare.
And just then, the tortoise began to lose his patience.
Listen here, I'll get right on fasten up, won't you? I'll prove it you like. How about a race, you and me? First one to the river's a winner.
A race? You and me? No problem.
But poor Tortoise was slower, and he was in a wheelchair.
The Tweedles gabbled around. At the start, ready, steady, go!
Hare was off. She was as fast as the wind.
And the tortoise was, well, as a tortoise.
The hare raced away and was soon out of sight. So when she next looked behind her, Tortoise was nowhere to be seen. Hare thought to herself,
There's no point in showing off if no one is watching. I'll just sit down here and have a little sleep.
Meanwhile, the tortoise just kept plodding along, slowly at his own pace. At last he came to where Hare was sleeping on the grass and thought to himself, he looks all tired out. I'd best leave her a rest. I'm sure she'll catch up.
on Tortoise went, up the hill and down the dales towards the river.
The cheering then quickly woke Hare up. She hurried towards the hills and the dales.
But it was too late. Tortoise had already passed the finish line.
What kept you here? Asked the tortoise.
But the hare was off in a huff.
You see, the moral of the story is...
Speed isn't everything. We can all win in our own way.
Exactly.
Just then, the rabbit was gone.
Gather round, you all. Come on, get yourself back on the stage, everyone. Quickly now, I've got some news that's sure to cheer everyone up.
Who are you?
So sorry, my petal. I thought you'd have guessed from the hat and the madness. Madhatter. Not mad at you, just mad. May I introduce the March Hare and the Knight? And I expect the Dormouse is sleeping somewhere nearby. Now, for my news. The Queen of Hearts wishes for us to put on a tea party for her, and I have been asked to arrange.
Did you say tea party?
We could try out my invention, the self-stirring spoon.
Your inventions never work, Knight.
But this one might, March Hare.
Since when did you become positive?
Since the White Rabbit helped me see that everyone has talents and strengths. We may not all be the fastest or cleverest, but we are all special and we can all succeed.
Says the one that can find her way home.
I can show you the way. Here, take my hand.
Alice takes the knight's hand and tries to follow his instructions.
First you must walk 2 steps forward, then shuffle 1 step to the side. 2 steps forward, shuffle to the side. It's easy.
And I suppose you just jump over anything that gets in your way?
Oh, yes. The jumping is my favourite part.
The knight jumps awkwardly.
No, don't be silly. She just needs a cup of tea. Come and sit down.
No, what she needs is a good long nap. Everything will be better in the morning.
Suddenly, everyone was pulling Alice in all directions again.
Wait! Stop! I really appreciate you all trying to help, but I really don't think that I'll get home by drinking tea, sleeping, or line dancing.
How about I tie a piece of string from your forehead to the clouds, and then...
You could come to the Queen's tea party. The Queen of Hearts can help you then.
Really? But do you think that she really will?
She could get you home in any direction, I'm sure. She even goes diagonally.
Can't jump though, can she?
No time for arguing. We'd better go and get ready. We've not got much time to prepare. All aboard! All aboard! The backwards, forwards machine.
The characters form the shell of a vehicle, using 2 wooden planks as coupling rods, linking its imaginary wheels, and 2 more as tall chimneys. The Mad Hatter, March Hare, and Dormouse climb inside. Now, snuggle down, Dormouse. There you are. Now, get comfortable.
Oh, that's nice. I think I might just have a snooze. It's been a long day.
Can I travel with you?
No,
But why not?
there's not enough room.
But I'm only small.
I don't think we'll be going your way. You'll be going forwards and we'll be going backwards.
Why are you going backwards?
It saves time. We'll get there before you know it.
Fire up the engine!
Chug, 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 chug.
The machine moves like a giant caterpillar, jig-jogging forwards and backwards, purple and green smoke billowing from the chimneys.
We are off! Away we go!
Woo! But how am I supposed to get to the tea party?
You could balance on the wonky donkey.
I beg your pardon?
You could turn on your whisk and fly to the saucer in the sky.
Ride a firecracker and explode in style.
Roll up in a strawberry jam donut.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Ooh, I know how you could get there. You could catch a cold.
If I were you, I would charter a Tweedlechopter. Mind you, I would only travel first class.
Why? What happens if I don't?
Woo, woo, woo.
Or you could catch a speedy turtles and get there in no time.
Or catch a parsnip on a parcel.
Oh, none of those ideas sound real.
They're as real as you want them to be.
What's that supposed to mean? Can you show me how to use them?
Oh no, health and safety.
We can't possibly do that.
Oh, is that the time? We must be off to the tea party ourselves.
Goodbye, Alice.
Watch out for the Jabberwock.
Well, if nobody will give me a ride, I'll have to make my own way to the party, wherever it is. Knight, would you be so kind as to accompany me and offer a little protection? I don't know what a Jabberwock is, but I don't like the sound of it.
I shall offer more than just protection, Alice. I shall offer the use of my latest invention, the imaginary bicycle. Jump on, and we'll be on our way.
But there's nothing there.
Use your imagination, Alice. That's how imaginary bicycles work.
Alice stares at the knight, unimpressed. She lifts one leg a few inches off the ground in a token effort to mount the invisible bicycle.
I think it's got a puncture.
Now, come on. You'll never get anywhere with an attitude like that. Remember what the White Rabbit said. Foxglove, show 'em what I mean.
I thought you'd never ask. I'll put one of my leaves under your chin to support you and another behind you. You'll have the perfect posture for happiness.
How will you keep up with me if I'm on a bike and you're not?
Because it's in the ruddy script.
They've got imaginary roller skates. I invented those too. Right, are you ready, Alice? After 3. Dum, D, 2, 3.
Alice pretends to cycle around in a large circle while the foxglove holds her head in place.
Faster, Alice, faster. All the cakes will be gone.
Well, that was successful. I'm back where I started.
Oh, yes. I forgot to tell you the cleverest thing about the imaginary bicycle. It always brings you back to where you started, so you can never get lost.
Or go anywhere. I shall never get to a tea party.
Nonsense. Alice shall go to the ball. You can borrow my speedy bunny feet instead.
But what about you? Won't that slow you down?
Probably, but after our little talk, I realized that maybe I should start taking my own advice. If I'm late, then oh well. And so Alice was off to the tea party.
Alice, darling, how wonderful to see you. I'm so glad you finally made it. We've saved you a seat at the top table. Over here.
Over here?
Over.
Everyone sat around the large tea party table.
Oh, isn't this nice?
What? But where's the Queen? Everyone went silent. They looked at each other and then they looked at the Mad Hatter.
I'm afraid the Queen can't make it.
Ah, boo!
But we have an even better guest of honor.
Who? Who? Is it me? Me? No, it's me.
No, it is Alice.
I'm so flattered to be a guest of honor, but the Queen was meant to be getting me home again.
But you don't need a queen to do that.
Believe in yourself. Trust yourself.
You mean I can get back by myself?
Sure, yes.
But what if I feel low and down again?
Just remember that you're not alone.
You've got us.
And you can do anything you want to do in life.
When you're feeling scared, or like you don't think you can do something,
Close your eyes, take a deep breath, or even a little quiet.
Does she ever finish a sentence?
How is that going to get me home, though?
Close your eyes and we'll all help. Repeat after me. I do believe. I do. I do.
I do believe. I do. I do.
Again.
I do believe. I do. I do.
I do believe. I do.
I do. I do. I do believe.
I do.
I do. I do. I do believe.
I do.
I do. I do.
Alice began to get bigger.
And bigger and bigger.
Until her head exploded through the floorboards again.
Bang!
Alice opened her eyes and was back sitting in the doctor's waiting room with her family all around her. She knew that she needed to build her confidence more, but she knew that she wasn't alone and now felt able to do it.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
You've been watching an Alfie James production, Alice and Through the Looking Glass, adapted by Alfie James and performed by members of the Black Dog Theatre Creation in Camden, supported by the Arts Council England and the West Euston Partnership.